This deep dive is powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store. Test it for free on your Shopify store. Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're plunging into a stack of material focused on something absolutely fundamental to selling anything online. How visuals don't just show products, they actively influence buying decisions, especially on platforms like Shopify.
Yeah, we've got this really interesting article here, using visual cues to guide Shopify customers towards purchase. And it really breaks down the psychology and the practical steps behind making your images and design work harder for you.
Right. And our mission today is basically to unpack this source, pulling out those, crucial nuggets of knowledge. Think of it as a shortcut to understanding how strategic visuals, the right design, even just the clever use of color can seriously boost your online store's success. I mean, the article kicks off with a stat that really stopped me. An estimated 92.6% of customers say visuals guide their purchase decisions online. It's massive.
It really is. It just underscores how visual we are as shoppers, doesn't it? Think of visuals not just as displays, but as silent guides, like really effective signposts that intuitively lead visitors exactly where you want them to go, straight towards that purchase button.
Okay.
But as the article makes clear, this isn't just about having pretty pictures. There's significant psychology and deliberate strategy involved.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's not just about looking good, it's about guiding behavior. Yeah. Let's really unpack this article and see how it all works from the underlying brain science to the practical implementation on your product pages and really through the entire shopping journey.
Absolutely. Let's start with the why, the fundamental psychology. The human brain is just hardwired to process visuals incredibly fast, much faster than text. It's sort of our primary way of interacting with the world initially.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think. The source talks about these powerful models, like the stimulus organism response model, the SR model. Can you walk us through that a bit? Like, how does an image, the stimulus, actually impact our internal state, the organism, which then leads to an action, the response?
Right. The SR model is key here. So the visual stimulus, maybe an image of a product, the layout of a page, even a specific color, it triggers these internal processes within the customer, the organism. And this isn't just conscious thought, it's feelings, emotions, perceptions, even memories being activated.
Oh, yeah.
That internal state then drives their behavior or action, like clicking add to cart, maybe lingering longer on a page, or, deciding to leave the site. It's a pretty direct line from seeing to feeling to doing.
So the visual isn't just informative, it's actively triggering an emotional or cognitive state that kind of pushes us towards a decision.
Yeah. Exactly. And this connects really closely to sensation transference, which is another concept the article touches upon. It's the idea that our judgment of a product's quality or desirability is heavily influenced by the packaging or the presentation surrounding it. So if the visuals look premium and trustworthy, we unconsciously transfer those qualities onto the product itself. If it looks good, we just assume it is good or higher quality.
Ah, right. So a blurry, poorly lit photo doesn't just fail to show the product properly. It actively makes us think the product itself won't be, low quality, even if it's actually great.
Precisely. It breaks that crucial trust element. Another psychological element is visual hierarchy. Our eyes don't just scan a page randomly. They follow a natural path, and that path is dictated by things like size, contrast, color, and placement. Visual hierarchy is about intentionally designing the page, so the most important elements, maybe the product image, the price, the call to action button, naturally capture attention first, guiding the user's focus.
So it's not just about showing the product or even triggering positive feelings, but also about literally guiding where the customer looks on the page, making sure they see what you need them to see.
Yeah.
The forest also mentions specific emotions visuals can spark, like delight, trust, urgency. A visually appealing site with clear, attractive images and maybe some reassuring badges makes you feel good, feel safe, and maybe even a little excited about making a purchase.
And beyond just sparking positive emotions, visuals are crucial for reducing mental effort. I mean, online shopping involves a lot of decisions, right? Clear, straightforward visuals and logical designs simplify those decisions. When information is presented clearly and quickly through images, it prevents that confusion or frustration that often makes someone just abandon their cart. Visuals should make the process easier, not harder. We should also maybe touch on the subtle power of color and shape psychology. These act as unconscious signals influencing behavior, like how red can signal urgency or importance, drawing attention to a sale badge, maybe. Or the use of rounded versus sharp shapes might evoke different feelings. Rounded often feels softer, more approachable.
Reducing mental effort and sparking emotion, that's powerful stuff. The article also breaks down different types of visual cues people use online. Instead of just listing them all out, maybe we could pick a couple that are particularly impactful online and discuss why they work so well.
Yeah, that's a good idea. The source mentions directional cues, suggestive cues, navigational cues, social proof cues, and design cues. Directional cues are probably the most literal. Think arrows or lines that visually point the eye towards something important, like a button or a key piece of info. They really exploit our natural instinct to follow a line or a pointed shape.
Right, like those subtle little arrow graphics you sometimes see near the Shop Now button on a banner. It's not just decoration, it's like a visual command, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. And then you've got social proof cues, which are incredibly powerful in e-commerce. These are visuals showing other people using or enjoying the product. This could be customer photos and reviews, or maybe even influencer content. Seeing that others have bought and liked the product builds trust and validates the purchase decision in the potential buyer's mind. It really leverages our desire to follow the crowd or trust peer recommendations.
So it's leveraging psychology, our tendency to follow directions and trust social proof through specific visual elements. That connects the why to the what pretty clearly. Okay, now that we understand why visuals matter on such a fundamental level, let's talk about, well, the most important battleground for this, the product page itself. The source outlines 4 key areas here where visuals are just absolutely non-negotiable.
First and foremost, yeah, high-quality product imagery. This might seem obvious, but the details the article stresses are vital. Things like multiple angles so shoppers can see every side.
See everything, yeah.
Powerful zoom features so they can really inspect the texture and details up close, which is crucial for tactile products like textiles or jewelry. Showing size context is important too. Maybe placing the item next to something familiar, like a coin, or showing it on a model. And using clean, uncluttered backgrounds to keep the focus purely on the product. Clear, professional photos aren't just nice to look at. They convey value and build trust instantly.
That level of detail really helps overcome the fact that you can't physically touch the product online, doesn't it? And sometimes, even static high-res photos aren't quite enough. The article calls this advanced product visualization. This is where things like 360-degree spins or interactive rotations come in, allowing shoppers to virtually pick up and turn the product.
Yeah, those are great.
For some items, a short video showing the product in action, or maybe interactive tours of a complex item, offer even more clarity. And in categories like furniture or apparel, AR previews letting you virtually place an item in your home or see how clothing looks on a model using your camera that builds massive confidence and, as the case studies show, can significantly reduce returns.
Confidence is absolutely key, especially when you offer many variations of a product. The source really stresses the importance of clear color and variant visualization. If you're selling, say, a t-shirt in 10 colors, don't make shoppers click a drop-down and wait for the image to reload 10 times.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
Right. Show swatches or small thumbnail images for each option right there so they can visually compare and select easily. Consistency in how variants are displayed and making sure this works smoothly on mobile are vital because so many people shop on their phones now.
And you mentioned context earlier. Those technical details and variant options only go so far without it. That's why contextual and lifestyle imagery is so important. Showing the product in real-life scenarios sparks imagination and helps shoppers envision themselves actually using it.
Yeah, seeing it in action.
Like an ergonomic office chair shown in a modern, bright home office setting, or camping gear being used around a campfire, or a piece of art hanging on a wall in a nicely decorated room. The source emphasizes authenticity here, though it should feel realistic and relatable, not overly staged or, obviously photoshopped. Customers are savvy. They can spot a fake lifestyle image pretty easily.
That's a good point. Moving beyond just the product page, the article highlights that visuals really guide the entire customer journey, from the moment someone lands on your site all the way to that checkout confirmation. Every visual touch point matters.
Right. So on the homepage, that initial captivating hero image or banner sets the tone for your entire store and brand instantly. Using subtle directional cues or maybe overlays on banners can guide visitors towards your current promotions or most important collections without being too pushy. Seasonal graphics signal relevance, instantly showing a festive theme during holidays or summer vibes for swimwear makes sense. Visual elements can even quickly communicate your brand story or values to build an emotional connection right away.
Then you get to the category or collection pages. Here, consistent, well-sized product thumbnails, maybe with hover effects like showing a quick alternative view, and clearly displayed visual filters like icons for size or color swatches for filtering, they help users browse efficiently without feeling overwhelmed. A header image on a category page can visually set the mood, a beautiful outdoor scene for hiking gear, for example. It helps organize the space visually and sets expectations.
And finally, the cart, and check out the finish line where you absolutely don't want any friction. The source highlights things like progress bars here, which visually show shoppers exactly where they are in the multi-step process. That reduces confusion and potential drop-offs.
Yeah, keeps them moving.
Images confirming the specific items they are buying are crucial for reassurance. Yes, that's the blue one I picked. Trust badges visually displayed near payment options help alleviate security anxiety. And strategically placed visual cross-sells you might also like, featuring product images can boost conversions and average order value right before they complete the purchase. Smart.
The article makes a really powerful point about authentic visuals, too. While those polished brand images are essential, real customers showing off products add a layer of authentic trust that, well, professional photos just can't always replicate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Customer photos and videos are incredibly powerful social proof. Displaying them prominently on product pages, maybe in dedicated photo galleries, or even on your homepage shows genuine experiences. It helps potential buyers see the product on real people with different body types and different settings,
Yeah, relates better.
The source suggests curating this slightly to maintain quality and brand aesthetic, but crucially, keeping it varied enough to feel genuinely authentic. People relate to people, right?
Definitely. And visual reviews and ratings, like showing colorful star ratings prominently, or even better, allowing and displaying photo-based reviews, bring those abstract numbers to life. A 4.5-star average means so much more when you see photos of satisfied customers actually using the product. Verified purchase icons add another layer of trust, and apps that make it easy for customers to add pictures or short videos to their reviews are invaluable for future buyers who want to see real-world results or how an item fits or looks.
And for brands with the right strategy, influencer content integration leverages that trust on a larger scale. Displaying curated influencer posts showing your product reinforces social proof, provided it feels authentic and is properly attributed. It's like getting a trusted recommendation from someone with a large following, presented visually right there on your site.
User-generated visuals spark that trust, yeah, but making them fit seamlessly and load quickly into your store does require some technical consideration.
Okay, so how do you actually put all this into practice on Shopify? The source touches on the technical side, and it really starts with your foundational theme, doesn't it?
Yeah, your theme is the framework. Some Shopify themes are built with strong visual options right out of the box, things like large hero sections, flexible product image galleries, built-in color swatches, maybe video support. For more unique requirements or features your theme doesn't support, well, customizing the theme code or hiring developers might be needed. However, a critical point here is performance. Visually rich stores can become slow stores.
Oh yeah, speed matters hugely.
And speed significantly impacts conversion, so it's a constant balance you have to strike.
Speed is everything online, totally. There are also a huge number of apps and extensions specifically designed for visual enhancement, right? Image optimization tools that compress files without losing noticeable quality. You can find apps for 3D viewers, for visual merchandising that gives you more control over how products are displayed in collections, and for UGC integration to easily pull in customer photos from sources like Instagram.
Loads of options.
But the source warns, and rightly so, that adding too many apps can cumulatively slow your site down. So you need to be strategic and choose wisely based on what gives you the most impact for the least performance cost.
And as we mentioned with advanced visualizations, sometimes custom development is necessary for truly bespoke or highly interactive features, like maybe a tailor-made AR demo specific to your unique product line, or highly interactive design elements that really make your brand stand out. It allows for incredibly tailor-made visual experiences, but again, requires carefully balancing that visual wow factor against user experience speed and complexity.
Okay, so you implement these visuals, but you can't just set it and forget it.
Yeah.
How do you know if they're actually working? How do you know if they're achieving those goals, like reducing mental effort or sparking emotion?
This is where testing becomes absolutely crucial. Guesswork is just too expensive online. The article emphasizes A/B testing, which allows you to compare two versions of a page or a specific element with different visuals, maybe two different hero banners, or product page with and without a 360 spin to see which performs better on key metrics like conversion rates, add to cart rates, or time on page.
See what actually moves the needle.
Exactly. And the source's advice is sound. Test one significant visual element at a time for clear, actionable results. Did changing the main product image style boost conversions? Did adding that video in the gallery increase clicks?
That quantitative data is powerful, but coupling it with, qualitative understanding of user behavior is even better, isn't it? Heat mapping and user interaction analysis tools visually show you where users click, where they move their mouse, where they spend their time, and maybe where they get stuck on a page. This helps you see if your visual hierarchy is actually guiding them correctly, or if your directional cues are effective.
Yeah, see what they really do.
Session recordings reveal the actual path users take through your site, showing you exactly how they interact with your visuals and where stumbling blocks might occur, on both desktop and, crucially, mobile. This data is just invaluable for truly understanding the impact of your visuals.
And this all feeds into a continuous optimization framework. You don't just test once. You set visual goals, maybe improve click-through rate on a specific collection banner, or increase engagement with your product image galleries. Then you run tests based on your hypotheses, gather the results from A/B tests, analyze the qualitative data from heat maps and session recordings, and revise your visual strategy based on what you learned. It's a cycle. Test, learn, refine, repeat. Incorporating seasonal updates and maintaining brand consistency through all these visual changes are also part of this continuous process.
An important point the article makes, especially as we think about reaching that massive 92.6% of potential customers, is making your store welcoming and usable for everyone. Accessibility.
Right, this involves visual accessibility. Color, contrast, and visibility are key. Following guidelines like WCAG ensures your text is readable against backgrounds and that important elements stand out. You need to consider forms of color blindness and how your color choices might impact certain users. Using descriptive alt text for all your images is vital, not just for SEO, but so visitors using screen readers can understand what each visual depicts. Ensuring your visuals aren't overly busy, flashing, or, seizure-inducing is also a critical part of accessibility.
And it also means cultural and demographic considerations in your imagery. Images that resonate strongly in one region or with one demographic might not elsewhere. More broadly, showing a variety of people in your photos reflecting different ages, body types, ethnicities, and styles reflects diversity and helps a wider range of customers see themselves using your products. It just makes your brand feel more relatable, more inclusive, and more authentic.
Definitely. The source wraps up with some really good real-world examples across different industries, showing how powerful these visual strategies can be in practice, translating directly into business results.
Yeah, in fashion and apparel, the article points to how interactive features like zoom and 360 spins weren't just nice-to-haves. One large retailer they mentioned found that by implementing these, shoppers returned significantly fewer items because they had a much clearer idea of the fabric, texture, and details before buying.
Fewer returns, huge saving.
And personal styling videos added a human touch and crucial fit context.
Beauty and cosmetics brands, of course, rely heavily on powerful before and after images to visually demonstrate product efficacy. Application videos show how to use the product correctly. The article specifically highlighted featuring user-generated before and afters as leading to higher engagement because the results felt more authentic and believable than just polished brand photos. Seeing it on real people.
Yeah, exactly. And in home goods and furniture, where purchases are often large and require careful consideration about how they fit into a space, virtual placement and 3D models are becoming almost indispensable. One approach mentioned allows users to see a couch in a virtual living room, or even use AR to place a 3D model within a photo of their actual room. These advanced visuals build crucial confidence, reduce hesitation, and potentially high return rates for bulky items. These aren't just abstract concepts, they're tangible business outcomes linked directly to strategic visuals.
The article also looks ahead a bit, considering where visual cues are heading in e-commerce, and it's a rapidly evolving space, for sure.
One trend is the emergence of AI-generated and increasingly personalized visuals. This means maybe showing items in scenarios tailored specifically to a shopper's past browsing habits or demographics, or using AI to recommend specific content based on their likely preferences. It makes the visual experience highly relevant, sometimes almost predictive, for the individual user.
Advanced interactive technologies are becoming more accessible too, not just for the giants. We're seeing prototypes of true virtual reality stores where you can sort of walk through a digital showroom. More brands are implementing AR on their mobile sites, making it easier than ever for people to see how an item fits into their daily life or on themselves. And interactive videos with clickable product hotspots are appearing, allowing viewers to shop directly from what they watch without interrupting the flow.
And I think a big one is the evolution of visual storytelling. Brands are using images and videos more and more to share behind-the-scenes content, show how items are made ethically, or highlight specific initiatives. This isn't directly about the product features, it's about building deeper emotional links and brand loyalty by connecting the shopper to the values, process, and story behind the product, not just the item itself.
To bring it back to the practical, the article offers a helpful, phased roadmap for Shopify store owners looking to actually implement these strategies.
Yeah, it breaks it down into manageable chunks. They suggest focusing on quick wins in the first, say, 130 days. This is about immediate impact. Swap out any low-resolution or just amateurish images for high-quality ones immediately. Add high-quality lifestyle photos for your key best-selling products. Explore a basic, reputable app for product reviews that allows customers to add photos that's low-hanging fruit for social proof. These small changes can deliver immediate improvements and build momentum.
Then there's a medium-term strategy spanning maybe 1-3 months. During this phase, you'd conduct a store-wide visual audit to ensure brand consistency across all your visual elements, logo, thumbnails, banners, everything. Test out features like 360-degree spins or add short product videos for items where that visual detail is really crucial. Implement dedicated UGC galleries on relevant pages. Experiment with more advanced color swatches or dynamic variant displays using apps. Crucially, start using A/B testing and heat maps during this phase to actually measure the impact of the changes you're making.
Get that data flowing.
Exactly.
And finally, long-term visual excellence over, say, 3-12 months. This is where you consider more ambitious projects that might require more investment or development time. Custom development might be necessary for sophisticated AR integrations or unique, brand-defining design elements that truly set you apart. Document your visual guidelines meticulously to maintain consistency as your team or product line grows. And fundamentally, commit to continuously optimizing your visuals based on the ongoing data, testing, and user feedback you're collecting. This builds a sustainable framework for ongoing success rather than just treating it as a one-off project.
So as we've seen from this deep dive into the source material, visual cues really aren't just icing on the cake. They are fundamental drivers of understanding, trust, and ultimately conversion in e-commerce, particularly on platforms like Shopify.
Yeah, they actively shape everything from those initial impressions and crucial emotional responses to clarifying complex product details, building essential trust through social proof, and guiding users smoothly and ideally effortlessly through the entire purchase journey.
Whether you're making those quick, high-impact updates or planning out long-term visual strategies, consciously using visuals to inform, to guide, to reassure, and to excite your shoppers can significantly impact your store's performance, effectively turning browsers into buyers more consistently.
It's a constant process, isn't it? Staying aware of the psychology, testing your assumptions, refining your approach based on data, and keeping up with new tech and trends. But the payoff in creating a seamless, trustworthy, and engaging shopping experience is immense. It's all about intentionally making that powerful 92.6% statistic work harder for you.
Which really raises an important question for you to consider right now, given how powerful visuals are at every single stage. If you were to audit your own online store today, where would you look first? What's the single biggest visual opportunity you see to improve the customer journey? Is it maybe your core product images, the clarity of your checkout process, or perhaps integrating more of that authentic social proof? Something to think about.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. We hope this gives you a much clearer picture of the immense power of strategic visual cues in e-commerce. This deep dive was powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store. Test it for free on your Shopify store. Just land on the Shopify App Store now and test it for free.